10,000 plants, 1,500 different species. They're all from the temperate regions of the world. So you can go, if you travel in there, you can travel to South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, the Americas, Asia, the Pacific Islands. Everywhere you go, you'll read about the stories of those trying to save rare plants and plants threatened with extinction. Our scientists are constantly working there, looking to find solutions around such issues as climate change, loss of biodiversity, and food security, for example.
That's where the roof is.
So we're coming up to our first stop in a moment, and this will be for the Temperate House. You can walk down to the Great Pagoda using this Vista Walk, which is to your right. If you look to your left, you'll see the back of the Palm House, and it connects up to the Great Pagoda straight down there, so you can walk to either of those from here. We'll talk about vistas a bit later. We also have the Pavilion Bar and Grill, somewhere to get something to eat and drink, just ahead of us on the right, and the art gallery is to the left, of course. So first stop. All right, we're all staying on board, so kind of pull out again. You can see our second art gallery very clearly from here on the left-hand side, this sort of red brick colonial-looking building with a veranda running around the side of it. That was built specifically to house the works of Marianne North, who was an extraordinary woman. During the middle of the Victorian era, at the age of 40 years old, she decided to set out on her own to, as she put it, paint the peculiar vegetation of other lands. And over a 13-year period, from the age of 40, she went to North and South America, Japan, India, Australia, and South Africa. With her easel and her painting equipment, she painted over 900 different species of plants, and you can see 832 of her paintings hanging there in the Marianne North Gallery. She had no formal training whatsoever, but her paintings are really, really beautiful. They're hung floor to ceiling as she requested. You walk in that gallery, it really is a treat. She drew great admiration from the scientific community of the day. Her paintings were very accurate and helped identify species. One of her greatest admirers was Charles Darwin. Just having a little stop while some people are clearing the path. And that's the Pavilion Bar and Grill off to your right and behind us. It's a great place to get something to eat and drink. The food is cooked on the grill, and when they're in season, many of the vegetables and salads are sourced right here at Kew's Kitchen Gardens. So you can guarantee it's fresh. There's been a site for something to eat and drink there since 1888. But most famously, the original pavilion was burnt down in 1913 by the suffragettes, who were raising awareness for their cause to secure votes for women for the first time in British political history. And you see all these beautiful spring daffodils out on your right hand side here. In King George III's time, this whole area wouldn't have been wooded like this. It would have been pasture. He allowed cattle and sheep into this area to graze. They came across the ruined arch, which was another folly designed by Sir William Chambers, which we can't see from the train. And he was very interested and keen in agriculture generally. He was known fondly by the British public as Farmer George. If you're having a coffee anywhere in the gardens here today, for example the Pavilion, look out for the boards that are up there about the Yayu Forest Project. And this is because Kew scientists are working in Ethiopia, in Africa, with coffee farmers there on this project in the Yayu Forest, where they're planting the wild Arabica coffee plant in its wild state in the forest. Now this is proving a very successful venture. The coffee is producing high yields growing in its wild state like this, and the quality of the coffee is excellent. If you have a coffee here today, it is wild Arabica produced in the Yayu forest, and it is a very fine coffee. And it's a great example of Kew science working overseas with farmers, for example, in this case coffee farmers, to try and protect and secure whole areas and look after the biodiversity of those areas. In this case, the Yayu Forest. So we're just coming round.
Oh, all right. So we're meeting back at the stop, back at the original stop.
So we took a huge turning there, and we're now heading in a westerly direction up towards the River Thames. If we carried on south there, we would have ended up in Richmond. And we've got a really good view here of the Great Pagoda. We're going to stop here for the Great Pagoda, but also for the Lions Gate, which is an exit which is just behind us.